Psalm 71 and 17 starts us, "Since my youth, God, you have taught me, and to this day I declare your marvelous deeds. Even when I am old and gray, do not forsake me, my God, till I declare your power to the next generation, your mighty acts to those who are to come. Your righteousness, God, reaches to the heavens. You who have done great things, who is like you, God? Though you have made me see troubles, many and bitter, you will restore my life again. From the depths of the earth, you will again bring me up. You will increase my honor and comfort me once more." So my name is Jordy, and a lot of people may or may not know me around the church as like the songwriter or the guy with the greatest smile that you've ever seen. A lot of people, when they introduce me as that, as a songwriter, but my life is a little deeper than that. See, I grew up in the South Bronx. There's a life just full of poverty and crime, and I got into a lot of trouble as a kid. That trouble had led me into a lot of dark places. I remember my mother just being a prayer warrior and praying over my family, and I really believe that God's hand in my life is due to that. So when I was 16, I was involved in a robbery. I robbed a kid by my school. I was later picked up by police, and I went to Rikers Island for court dates. They wouldn't let me, of course, be out unless it was on bail. And my bail was $100,000, so no one in my family could afford it. And so it turned out to be the best thing for me. One, I don't like to be regimented. I don't like to be told what to eat, when to sleep. I've always just liked to be in charge of myself. That and like getting into tons of fights in there, it really just opened my eyes to what it could be. I also heard my mother cry, and that's the only time I needed to hear her cry for me in order for me to change my life. I worked at a call center and met this guy, Charles Perry the third. He's a pastor now. And he introduced me to God. He also introduced me to music and poured so much love into me. I got saved with that church. Years later, I would have a falling out with my pastor at the time. And I stopped going to church due to church hurt for about a decade and change. Later, met Edgar Frias, who goes to Trinity. And I didn't know he was at a church yet, but he had mentioned Trinity to me. Prior to him mentioning that to me, Madi, Lilo, and Giovanni spoke to me about Trinity. And then the third person to talk to me about Trinity in a span of 3 weeks was DeWitt. The next day, I visited Trinity and just fell in love. Like the spirit was so light in there and was just moving, and everybody was just so wonderful, and I really felt God's presence in there. I really felt like I found my people. I just really feel like there's a great thing happening at Trinity, for sure. I also feel like I've lost so much time, and I know God, our righteousness is as filthy rags, so there's nothing I could ever do to make him love me more. I definitely feel that because I've lost so much time, I should just be diving into everything that God has for me and has for this church. And I also want to get baptized again, so I'm definitely doing that June 30th. I honestly can't wait. I'm like super excited. I just want it to happen right now. Yeah, God has done a great work in my life, and I'm just eternally grateful to God for all he's done, for sure.